What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Fred Leonard, subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast. And we are excited to have some fun with you talking about the NIADA Accelerate 2023 event that is going down in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada at the Wynn. And we cannot wait to see you there. But right now, we want to see you in here and a few more of those car guys and car gals. So tag a car guy and tag a car gal and share.
Get it out there, y'all. We got somebody special, a friend of ours, somebody we consider a brother. We've been able to visit, get to know his family. But he's such a great dealer. At his heart and his core, all he wants to do is just be part of a great industry and be part of a great community and just pour out into others. He said some really great stuff before the show. He talked about how dealers out there, and I want to point this out to all you dealers who don't go to these events. Listen, we know you're special. We know you're great. Maybe you don't need the help. What I'm telling you is we are better together.
Come on.
Coming to an event like this, if you get there, you're going to not only can you share, which, man, it holds yourself more accountable. You grow, you feel great, but you can pull some stuff back to your dealership that you're going to find there. Not necessarily tools, but ideas, inspiration, motivation, conversation, man, relationships that you build with people while you're there. You're going to be able to bring that back to your dealership and it will enhance what you have going on. It'll get your mind going, right? So folks, I'm telling you, be there or be square. NIADA, it's the 19th through the 22nd of next month in June. It's at the Wynn, Las Vegas. Like he said, it's going to be live and in charge. And the guy we have on the show today, man, he's going to be there. He will be there with his family. That's how amazing this type of place. He goes there. He brings his family to things like this. He does big stuff because it's fun. I know last year he brought the whole crew, but last year was a special year, right? So we'll talk to him some more about last year's event, how it went for him, why he was there with the whole crew, dressed to the nines every day. I saw him, man. It was pretty awesome to see, looking fly. But I'll tell you, his wife dressed him. But that being said, I'm excited to have him on the show. This is going to be a great time, and we're going to talk about some really good stuff today.
And again, if it wasn't for him getting outside of the box, him getting out of his own dealership, it is. It's hard to leave the island that he lives on. I'm telling you, he lives in an incredibly beautiful place in the country. People love going out there and seeing it. We're going to talk more about what it's like over there on the Outer Banks. But folks, he got out of the box. That's how he met us. That's how we met him. This is a Quality Dealer of the Year recipient from CIADA, and we met him out in Myrtle Beach, just brewing solutions, connecting with people like we do. But this is a dealer that is trying to make sure that he doesn't just forge a way for his business, but he forges lasting relationships that are meaningful in the industry. If you don't want any of that, fine, don't go to the event. But if you want those things, make sure that you find yourself at the convention this year, or you start getting out there with other people. But we don't want to do too much more. You can keep listening to Fred and Lou, but while he's making things happen like the car guy that he is, handling auction business, we're going to go ahead and capture a few moments with an incredible car guy that's boots on the ground, doing what it takes to make things get done over at Kelly's Automotive, the one,
the only,
Kelly Midgett. That's right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, brother. How are you?
What up, fella? What up? Howie.
Man, we are excited to see you.
Can you hear me?
Now
yes,
we can
hear you.
Now we can hear you perfectly.
Yep.
That was a heck of an introduction.
Well, you're a heck of a guy, heck of a car guy.
Oh, man,
we're just thankful to be
able to have
you.
It's a small introduction compared to the person that you are. Folks, right now he's currently just left the auction. Wasn't the most successful day, but he was there, and you got to be there. Whether it's successful or not, it's about the activities that we do. We talk about it all the time on our show, and it's about the activities, and he's constantly moving and trying to make things happen for his store, for his team, and for his community, and I love that. I mean, he does so much, y'all. I mean, I'm telling you, whether it become from giving free cars to people in need to going to the local high school, doing career days, and doing so many other amazing things that you guys would just be blown away. Like us as dealers, we find that sometimes we want to do a lot for our communities, but we don't know how to, right? I can tell you, he's somebody that you could reach out to. If you go to NIADA and talk to him, he could tell you how you could work with your community, how you could be more involved, and how amazing that feels to do that. So,
and that's why it's important to connect to people like Kelly. So Kelly, how excited are you for this year's NIADA convention?
I'm big excited. We're bringing. We have 4 teenage boys. 3 of them are with us. One just can't make it. 3 are going to be there. It's going to be a big time. Less pressure maybe. I don't have nothing huge going on like there was last year. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the Carolinas Quality Dealer of the Year that's going to represent North and South Carolina. We're going to be that, and it's so good when we see these guys, all the quality dealers come in. I was just blown away to listen to these other guys' stories, and one guy from Maryland, I can't remember his nonprofit had given away 40 some cars.
Wow.
And I mean, he was really doing it. And he's away by now a great plenty, I'm sure, but it just fuels the fire. It gets you fueled up. You meet these car guys, all these different states, and we're comparing notes, and we're all the same thing. Whether you're in Kentucky or North Carolina, Alabama, wherever we are, we're all doing the same thing, and it's really, really interesting to sit and talk with these guys and listen to their stories and listen how their operations run. And we just got little things here and there, and I enjoy it. It's been a deal for me. I just wish I could get all of my dealer friends, all my buddies I chat with in the auction lanes. If I could get those guys to Myrtle Beach for the Carolinas Convention and Vegas for the National Convention, I just, man, it'd be really great, not only for them, but for the folk he interacted with. I think I'm going to take more of my crew to South Carolina this year for our local deal, the convention in August. I think I'm going to take my crew, and let them. It'll be kind of like a working vacation.
I think that's great. I know that last year, last year you brought Tarika with you, and it was really cool to see her and her husband be able to go mingle with other dealers and other people in positions like hers. And I think it gave her a little bit more, not entitlement, encouragement, right? Mm-hmm. It gave her more like, hey, look, there's this industry is a lot bigger than the store I'm at, right? And there's a lot of fun to be had if we do it the right way. So that was really cool to see. So I'm glad you're doing more this year. That's great.
Was neat. It was neat for her because over the last year she went, the vendors are calling for her instead of calling me. They're calling for her. And so she's kind of creating her own footprint within the industry, and I think we need maybe more of that. And I know the energy I have when I mention and how I feel when I'm there. And we're there. It's just really nice, and I want them to have that. So last few years, sending more staff to if the association sponsor a sales training day, I'll send them to that. Just try to keep them plugged in and they're in other people. But the neatest part for me is that the vendors and the folks there, the people at the auction she met at the convention. She's to them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, whatever. And it's like meeting you guys,
Right.
We forge ships and we get to talking to people. When we have questions, we have somebody we can reach out to.
Exactly. And this is why it's so good that you do open the door up for people inside of your dealership to get out there with you, see, rub elbows, meet, hear, and just be exposed. Again, for the independents, there's so much that's available for the independent sector that a lot of times you just don't know about because either we've stiff-armed somebody coming in the store, knocking on our doors, and because we just didn't have time for it, we're working on our business, or we just don't really know if it's worth us being without our hands on the wheel while it takes time to go get our hand on a pen and in a notebook learning for a couple of days. We're operating the business too. And that's always such a big a weighing scale that we do with our time as leaders. But when you can give the chance for people that don't normally get the chance to see all of the moving parts of the business, my goodness, it opens up their eyes. It unlocks so much. And then they recognize that they're part of something way bigger. It's easy to get stuck on just your lot, just what's happening right there. But when you recognize that what you're doing impacts so many other people, and you can learn from so many other people to enhance yours, you can take a piece of everybody's stuff to be able to grow what it is that you want to grow. And it's when your people get to see you learning and see you stepping out like that, getting uncomfortable, sewing into other people, sharing some advice, and then of course being celebrated. Who can't be excited about that, right? To say, hey, this is my leader being celebrated, being nominated. Man, I feel like I'm part of something bigger. It's not just our lot, right? But it can be always just our lot if you're always focused inward, if you're never looking for how to grow and how to move in a different direction. But it's awesome that you do lead people to follow you and to see that. And it brings everybody with the, hey, did you see? Hey, did you see that? And man, didn't you enjoy this? And wasn't that cool? It's different when you come back and you're the only one inspired by yourself, right?
That's right. It's hard to bring all that inspiration back, and then you run a couple of worn out people that have been in here manning the battleship while I've been gone the whole time. It's sometimes hard to bring that energy and put it in when we're trying to put fires sometimes. But it is. I lost the work that I had, but to go to the convention, and have everybody plugged in, is just, it's really hard to explain, and it gets pricey, right? And so that holds some people back when they start looking at the rooms and look at the prices to get there. It can be a little pricey, but I know for me, and I feel like others are probably the same. If we have the same, let's say, crew of 5 on the car lot, day in, day out, within our routine, we're doing our thing, it's kind of hard to promote growth and have to introduce something to promote that growth. And you guys, everybody watching this, as you knows, that the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. So unless we're doing how to bring training in, or in this case, you get to have a working vacation training to the convention. And it's not all training. There's training, but there's also, Vegas to be had. And I'll be the first to it. My wife will tell you, I never thought I would have Vegas. I just didn't think it was for me. And when we landed back in North Carolina and the airport was closing down at 8 o'clock, we landed at like 7:58. And the thing was closing at 8 o'clock. I just felt lost. I felt like I wanted to go back to Vegas, and I could not believe that I was, but and that's another, it's just like that for me in Vegas, and the same thing with the car business. Get out there and we're just digging in, but it's so good and so refreshing, just to think we're sitting like at the dinner, and sitting across from another business owner, just me, with another small crew, just like mine, and they're digging, and we're in the trench, going to the auctions, trying to find some good cars to bring home. There's a very limited number right now of good inventory, and some of the prices today were really astonishing. I mean, we've been saying this for a few years now, but it continues to amaze me. And I have to go talk to other folks and see what they see too, and not just the few auctions that I go to. So I'm excited, June's been quick, and all booked up. A couple of my kids are going to be flying for the first time. It'll be a big deal for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. I'm excited about it.
That's freaking rad. But hey, listen, guys and gals out there listening, I think that you guys are probably hearing the same thing. Hey, Kelly, you're coming in a little bit choppy. So I want to make sure that the last half of this interview is clear, as crystal clear. So I'm going to run a couple commercials for you all real quick. We're going to bring our sponsor reels up, let that run for a couple minutes. Kelly, in the meanwhile, do this for us, folks. I'm going to have him disconnect, get out, and then jump back in. You got about a minute. Don't rush. Get back in there. But I would disconnect out of this right now and jump back in, and maybe your sound will come in a little, because right now it's like pop, 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 pop. So I want to make sure that people hear what you're saying, because you're bringing some really valid points here. We can hear you, but it's not as clear as you're going to like, right? So while we run these reels, we'll be right back, y'all. We're going to show you some of our sponsors, some of our great people that we love, and then we'll be right back with Mr. Kelly Midgett. Let's go.
We're gonna take it back real quick.
Oh, there you go.
Focus.
Live. Keep rolling.
Welcome back, Solutionaries. All right, Kelly, can you hear us? Can we hear you good?
Hear me a little better this time.
Oh, yeah, you actually are. You're not choppy now. So there was a kite. But yeah, we're back, y'all. So Kelly, thanks for being patient. Thanks for doing that for us.
I was on a roll, too.
You were bringing it, and it was actually, everyone's going to hear what you said, but you're going to notice when you go back and listen to it, it was a little bit poppy, right? But that's okay. We still got half the show left to go. We still have a lot of things to talk about. And, now we're going to have you crystal clear. I wanted to make sure we didn't keep going that way. So I'm glad we did that quick break. But, man, Kelly, dude, you're bringing a lot of great points. You're talking about bringing your team. You're talking about how it inspires them to come back with you. As you're inspired, so are they, right? But you also talked about how other dealers need to come out, even your own friends who own some independent lots out there. Why not go try this out? I do recommend CIADA. Folks, all you all out there, the Carolinas Independent Automotive Dealer Association is phenomenal. They have so many great things for the dealers, not just the event. They have like all year long, they're hosting classes. They're doing amazing things to make sure that you guys are educated on how to do everything from catching up, really, to be able to get your title done right in your states, right? So they have it all. They're going to make sure that you're educated, but it's a great association to be affiliated with. Folks, also I want you to know, if you sign up with local state association, you become an automatic member of the national association by way of the state. So check it out. If you can't find your state website, go to the NIADA's website. And as you go in there, sign for a membership there. They allow you to click the state and you'll sign up through the state that way. So I wanted you all to know that really quick. But yeah, I mean, this event's going to be great. And NIADA, I'm telling you, I've been a couple years now. Last year, I got to bring my son. That was phenomenal. This year, Lou and I were both bringing our sons. So we're going to have both our sons there. We're going to have our wives there. We're going to have a great time there. I'm sure I'm going to have a break some bread with my man Kelly and of course his beautiful wife Jessie.
Crew.
Yeah, I'm excited, man, and it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a bunch of hungry boys sitting at the
Bunch
table.
of hungry boys ordering the biggest steaks.
Like, no, come on, let's go.
And they're going to out-eat every one of us, right? It's amazing, right? No joke. Great young men, but great people.
Man, it's going to be so much fun. And this is, again, these are one of the bonuses. One of the bonuses of being able to go and get better inside of business. I mean, again, a working vacation, like Kelly said. Every time we visit Kelly, it's a working vacation for us, okay? Because we're going to a place where many people would consider a type of a paradise in the Carolinas.
Because it is.
I mean, it is so easy for you to become jaded by the beauty of the place that you're around when you're exposed to it so much. Inside of that, Kelly, what is it like being on the island, out there in the Outer Banks, operating? What are some of the unique situations for a dealer like you in that kind of a market that brings you to the table to say, okay, there's a lot of other markets that are easier to replicate. Mine is not quite the same, right? Where I am is different. What do you say for some of those maybe vacation destination independent dealers? Why it's so important for them to make it out to an event like this?
I think what you're really saying is why it's important for everybody is because we're all in different markets. My market is different than, I don't know how many hundreds of dealers are around Raleigh, for instance. But out here, there's myself, within I'd say a 30 or 40 mile span, there's 3 franchises and 2 independents.
Wow.
And, it's a long stretch of sand. So we're different. Transport costs a little more because nobody's coming through the Outer Banks headed to Raleigh or anywhere else. Am I clear this time?
Yeah, you sound great. You sound great.
Perfect.
There are some unique things about where I am. The closest auction to me is about 2 hours with good traffic. The guys in Greenville at one of the auctions I go to, there's, 40 dealers out there. The auction's 15 or 20 minutes from them. I don't know what that would be like. I've never had that. I cut my teeth detailing cars at the Chrysler dealership in Lake Norman, and it's a different world there. There's, the competition's different. The market is different.
Yeah.
And I that's one of the things I like is meeting all these different folks and hearing about their store and their markets and what they're doing. And I think about, I usually keep 5 or 6 employees around here, and it's a handful, and I talk to these guys and they've got 50, and I don't know. It's just, I guess it's the same thing, different scale.
Right.
But I love it. I love every minute of it. And it makes you feel more, more included, like we're really doing something, and because I know some dealers too. I got some friends that are they get kind of stale and they're like, oh, what are we doing? It gets to be mundane sometimes. And this is a great way to kind of spice it up, make it interesting. These businesses, one thing we have as owners in these businesses that no one else has, even our employees don't have it, is we don't really have the option just to, quit and go somewhere else. I don't want to work here anymore. We gotta really love this. And if it's, a couple years ago, I just felt like, I'm just not freaking loving this. It's starting to irritate me. And I changed some things. And I said, if I'm going to run this place, if this is my business, this business needs to make me happy. It needs to work in things that I like. I mean, we still have to make money and, customer service. None of that changes, but unless you hate customer service, then you got to go do something else. But, we just changed some things around to make it more Kelly friendly, and other dealers I hate to see them, bang their head against the wall. I still bang mine against the wall sometimes, but it's less frequent than it was when I decided I was going to kind of get involved and to jump in and just make this thing mine, make it, get in there and do it. When you talk to some of the other dealers, as long as you don't compare too hard and get overwhelmed by, the things they've done that maybe you haven't done yet, it can be a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of other dealers, we have the fun Tracy Myers on here talking about you being the man and how proud of you he is. And that's an incredible dealer doing great things and a great voice to the industry, like
great mentor to others,
to independents like you and dealers in general. He is a great mentor to so many. We're so thank you for being here, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate you for chiming in because he does deserve those kind of accolades. Listen, you are amazing, brother. And let me tell you what you said there. And man, you're a great interviewee, man. I'm telling you, you're answering questions. You're filling up that moments, and you're putting in some really great input here. You need to speak more. I'm just telling you this as a friend, right? But anyway, that being said, what you said at the beginning to Lou, when he asked you that question, you said, well, I think what you're really trying to say is, we all need to be there because we are so different. And I think that is 100% right. And it's a great perspective because it makes you realize, one, what you have that is good, you're like, oh my good, I'm glad I don't have those same problems. Two, you also can find things that fix the problems that you have because they don't have that problem there because they do this. So there's so many things, but also being able to relate with people that are in a similar market, a vacation destination, a place where there's not as many dealers and it's harder to get vehicles there. And the consumers, there's not a whole lot. It's who's on that island, right? You don't get a lot of the vacationers that buy cars, right? Every once in a while, but that's not your main focal point. And then how you market to them. How do I market to my local community? Do I use radio? Well, I can't really use radio in this market because the sound goes all the way out. So if you have a radio station, you're only going to get so much, right? So it's like, so how do I really be effective with my marketing here? You know, and I think what's beautiful is that these events, they give you tons of tools on how to do that. There's other people who can show you, do case studies of how it worked in their market, similar to yours, somebody that may have the same kind of, you know, everything, you know, demographics, whatever you're looking for, you can sit down with somebody and they can show you what it is. If you can't find the dealer, you can find definitely plenty of dealer partners, like vendors out there that may have their own customer dealers that are out there doing something similar that they can connect you with. So there's so many ways to connect, so much information. But like you said at the very beginning, it's about getting all the different ones together so we can all learn together and feed from each other. And it's a good thing. I think it's great.
Especially when you're trying to make sure that you do something that's lasting, right? In our industry, we can be so knee-jerk reactive. It could be a good week and we're on top of the world, beating our chest, high-fiving, let's go, you know, do whatever. And then the next week, I'm ready. I mean, everybody is at each other's throats. Everybody's upset, right? And let's throw everything off. Nothing works. Call all the vendors. We're canceling everything. Nothing that they do works. When a lot of times, all that we have to do is be able to have somebody else we can talk to real quick and just say, brother, sister, friend, hey, this is what's going on. Let's. Have you ever seen anything like this? And have somebody be like, oh, yeah. We've seen that happen before here, or we've seen that here, or I have a solution for that. Robin Wilson is inside of the cafe. Welcome to the party, Robin. Things. And she's another one that has seen dealership after dealership after dealership, making sure that people can start to see results in different markets, right? In different ways with different inventory, different needs, and different people processing all of the work. This is why it's so important that different vendors, but dealers get out there to hear and to learn, because there are so many great pieces that you have inside of your store that helps you to appreciate what you have, right? Have you sat at many tables and said, you know what? That's a problem I don't have. And I am freaking happy not to have it.
I mean, you know I have, right? And, you know, and those things, but there's also times you're going to find information like the problems that you're going to have as you grow. And then how to overcome those before they happen, or how to minimize those before they become something massive.
Exactly.
So the information is vast. The information is everything that you need as a dealer, salesperson, anybody in this industry. If you're an independent dealer, any of these IADAs, Independent Automotive Dealer Associations, join them. Join your state level. If your state doesn't have one, look for a state right next to you. Join theirs. Go be part of it. If you don't know which one to go to the CIADA that's coming up really soon, my friends. It is at Myrtle Beach. It's at the Hilton. It's a beautiful location, and there's so much information. Speaking of information that day, Tracy Meyer and Troy Spring, they have a mastermind, y'all. It's amazing, and you all need to be there for it.
It's unfair also.
It's unfair. It's the unfair advantage, right? And when you go to this thing, it's a day full of not pitches, not anyone selling you anything. It's a day of information, gathering, and sharing. And you get a chance to meet with a bunch of different dealers that are on that same level of growth. And you get inspired. You get to see fun being there for multiple years in a row. You get to see dealers who came in who literally had like maybe 1 or 2 cars, 3 cars on their lot. Now they're like sitting at 30 to 40 and they're going to the next level because of the inspiration from these events. So folks, I'm telling you, you need to be there. Start at your state level. Go to those, book those. If you don't know about the national, at least go to your state level. I'm telling you, you'll want to go to the nationals right after you go to your state level. You'll be like, oh, this is great. And there's a lot of great events out there, my friends, a lot of them. Kelly can tell you.
I'm telling you, and you know, one of the things that always sticks with me about my association is that they're right there. They're a phone call away. And I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I know we probably have to go soon, but I had a hot to trot deputy pull a kid over. I sold a truck. The next day, the kid gets pulled over because the tag doesn't match the truck. You know, we hadn't done the DMV paperwork in one day. Deputy's going to take his tag, calls the state trooper. It's a big deal. I get him calmed down. I say, hey, look, he just transferred it. Here's the paperwork. They call DMV. They go into my DMV office and tell my DMV that it's illegal to transfer tags, that all the dealers are breaking the law. This is a state trooper. This is 2 weeks ago. Okay. This is tells them we're breaking the law. My DMV girl calls me in a hissy. You know, she's like, what do we do? What do we do? I said, just hang tight. I text one guy, one of my contacts, Marty Coates, through the CIADA. I said, Marty, here's what's going on. He says, give me 5 minutes. I got the title manual in my closet. He pulls it out. He sends me all the stuff we know. We shut them down cold dead in the water, right?
Boom.
Just like that. In less than 5 hours, in less than 2 hours, you know, and I don't know about other dealers, but I get antsy when the DMV starts prancing around, poking and trying to call trouble, you know, and it's like I said, listen, because I called the sheriff and I was like, look, you boys kind of hot to trot, but I said, look, I don't know every law that you know. Okay, I don't know those laws, but I do know the DMV law. And if I'm wrong about something, it'll be news to all of us. But this is the only thing I've done for 13 years, the only law I've studied.
Right.
But Kelly's word means nothing. If a state trooper or the DMV officer standing there, Kelly Midgett and what he says hold no ground. What the CIADA says in their black and white print holds ground, and they have contacts at DMV that if you know, need more clarification, we can get them. So it's like having your own little go-to, you know, little like
executive team. Yeah, your
like a union.
It's literally it's like being part of a big company and you have all the resources that you're part of. And because there's so many dealers that are being part of this, the cost of it is very minimal, my friends. Per year, annual membership for this thing is not big. What is the annual membership? Do you know the cost?
I want to say like $199.
That's not $200 is what I see most states. $200, $199, $200. That's what you're going to spend for a year's worth of that. You may never use it, but the peace of mind that you have knowing that I have people that I can call, man, I'm telling you. And then that, like I told you all, the membership goes into the national. So when you're talking about having national backing too, they have people that are in Washington that can help you with stuff, that are over there lobbying for us dealers, trying to make it better for us so we don't have to deal with all this crazy stuff. They're doing everything that they can to give it to us the right way, but it's our jobs as dealers to be educated on it and to be part of that. If you want, you don't have to be by yourself, independent dealers. Y'all, I know you do some major things by yourself, but man, we're better together. And when you have a team of like that that's behind you, you don't have to worry about nothing. That's literally one phone call away from taking all that silly stress of police telling you you're wrong, which, you know, we know that's not the case. So like man, that's awesome. That's a great story to share to people because that's a great testimony, you know. And I think that I hope that you all over at NIADA see this and take this cut and show it. I'm telling you, these things matter. You at CIADA, check this out, take this cut, show it to people because it's in truth, it's honest, and that's what happens. And that's just one story. I know there's millions of other stories out there to be testimonies. I'm looking forward to hearing more about those. But you know, Kelly, you're phenomenal, brother, and what you do and how you are with your family, with your community, with everyone that you meet. Since the day I met you, you've been nothing but friendly and kind, and your heart's always been big, and I love it, man.
So Southern hospitality.
So 100%. I'll tell you, over on Manio, when we pull out, the road gets busy during rush hour, but people will stop to let you out. It's not even a hesitation. Like,
yeah,
you know how you get up a little further north, people just they get tight to the bumper. They're like, no, you're not coming in here. Not there, man. They will literally stop traffic for you to come out to make sure you get in there because that is community there. That's relationships, and to me, that's what it's all about. And that's why I can see your passion for your community, and I can see why because you're part of that. So you're just another arm that reaches out for your community, but your community is being reached out to the world now. Like, folks, everyone watching this, you see this. You all need to go check out that island. I'm telling you.
Real.
I love Manio. It's great. If you're going to stay there, I'm telling you, you need to go to the Roanoke Inn because it's amazing. Right? We love staying there. It's in the perfect location right by downtown. But like
by that lighthouse, I mean, it's gorgeous.
It is. It really is. But everything that he's talking about here, you know, all the stuff that was going on, you know, Kelly's phenomenal, y'all. Reach out to him. Make sure you guys give him a shout out. Let him know how awesome he is because he is awesome. if you guys want to meet up with them at NIADA, he'll be there too. So you guys be there. If you're going to be at CIADA, guarantee you can't miss him when he's there. He's going to have this clan of people with him, man. And it's awesome to see that. You're seeing that year in, year out, more and more of that happening. Because when a dealer goes and gets inspired at these events, people, I'm telling you, you want to go back and inspire your team. But if your team doesn't really take it in, you're starting to go, okay, hold on. I need to bring them because they'll see what I'm talking about. It's not just a fluke. This is something that I feel. So it's awesome. Really, really awesome stuff, man. I'm really glad we got to share that story and tell people about your experience with that, how it is with you at NIADA, CIADA. What would you say? I got to ask you this really quick. Your favorite moment at either event. What has been one of the best things that you've seen? I know it's quite tough.
One that sticks out quick was the Steve Matthews Scholarship, Matthews Motors. That was huge. I really looked up to Steve. He was a big deal.
Wow.
That was huge when they announced that scholarship, and then dealerships just started pledging X number of dollars per year, right, at recurring for this scholarship, and that was the big deal for me to see that. There's so many. My mind just like floods with all these different rooms and things. There's so much, I just pick up these little snippets. I talk to some dealers and they'll we talk about like selling notes, selling paper, and this one guy, I cannot remember his name. I can't remember where he's from, but I hope I see him again this year. And the last thing he said, he walked away. He said, "Don't ever sell those notes." And I was like, I need that little bit of power because it's attractive to think about selling some of them sometimes. And I needed just that little seed just to stay planted right there. I hadn't sold in a few years. Kelly's brain says, don't sell those notes. You need those, let's build those up, but sometimes when you start thinking about that check, it can be attractive. I love every bit of it. The Matthews Motor, Steve Matthews Scholarship, that was huge.
Pretty big deal, man.
When that happened, that was absolutely huge. That's the biggest thing that comes to mind. I'm sure as soon as we log off, I'll think of three other things.
I know there's a lot to list, man. And I think there's a lot of great things. This year, the keynote speaker is going to be Sugar Ray Leonard, folks. Check that one out.
Come on.
Let's go.
That's right. I can't wait for that. But man, dude, what a great time it's going to be, and I can't wait to be there. I mean, there's a lot of great people. Even the CEO from NIADA, he's excited about it. He's freshly new. He's pumped up. But he's from Texas IADA, and he's bringing his knowledge from that to the big national stage. And man, I'll tell you, everybody I've talked to is really excited about him being part of that now. So we're excited that he's going to be part of it too.
We're very excited that Jeff's going to be part of it. For those of you that didn't get the chance to see our coffee break with Jeff Martin, CEO of NIADA, he absolutely lit up the microphone with information and some good stuff for you to be able to go back listen to and go check out our social media, go to our YouTube. You can go watch that entire interview, get some of that. But real quick, before we cap off this and we get some parting words from Kelly, let's go ahead and hear from Jeff Martin from NIADA real quick.
Hello, I'm Jeff Martin, the CEO of the National Independent Automobile Dealers Association. I want to take this time to personally invite you to join us at the Wynn Las Vegas, June 19th through the 22nd for our annual convention. There's no greater responsibility that we have as an association than representing your voice. This convention gives us the opportunity to do that. Go to the NIADA website to register for the convention. I look forward to seeing you there.
Boom. So you have been officially invited by the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, by a dealer in the Carolinas, and by the CEO himself of NIADA. So car guys, car gals, you have no reason to say that you weren't welcome. You have been welcome, and there are ways for you to save. So many ways for you to save.
But first things first, go down here, hit that link,
sign up,
and learn about it. Even if you don't sign up right now, at least see what it takes, where it's at. They still have the room blocks open, so make sure you guys get on there before it's closed out because it's way cheaper to get it through the group pricing. Trust me.
We're better together.
We are better together. So, folks, do that. But Kelly, before we get out of here, brother, any last words you want to say to the community of Solutionaries?
Man, I want to thank you guys for having me on here and bringing light to the conventions. I've been trying for a few years now with some dealers I know personally to get them out there. Either convention, just pick one. And so I appreciate you guys, kind of bringing light to it, because we need more voices. We need more people tuned in and plugged in. And I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see everybody. A lot of times we see each other on social media, but we don't get to see a lot of these folks. So it's a good time. I'm excited. I'm ready to get out there and I'm excited for the kids. I'm taking the kids are going this year. I'm excited for them. It'll be a big time.
I'm excited for our sons to all meet. That'd be really cool.
Yep, that's gonna be a pretty awesome moment. I'm excited about that too, brother. He said it right, y'all. Listen, be there or be square. He's been trying to convince his friends. I'm gonna tell you, if you go once, you're gonna go the rest of your career. You're gonna keep going and going and going, right? So, folks, just give it an opportunity. It's worth every moment that you're there, but make sure when you go there that you are there for that. Now, there is plenty of fun.
And there's plenty of awesome food, folks.
All kinds of great food.
You don't want to travel and get bad food. Vegas, you can find some good food.
Oh yeah. So, folks, be there or be square. And right outside the Hilton too in Myrtle Beach, by the way, there's a lot of really cool places to eat too. We've got to experience that. So, but folks, be there. We want to see you there. Lou and I are going to be there. We're going to be excited. At the NIADA, we have a booth. We're going to be doing interviews there. We're going to be having a lot of fun. We'll be running around like chickens with our head cut off, our sons being our cameramen. So if you see us, stop us for a moment if you can. We'll be happy to talk, man. We're excited to see you all there. Bring a friend. Let's call all you dealers out. Bring a dealer friend. Tell them to come. If they were like, I don't know, just say, hey, just get you yourself there. I'll pay for your pass to get in. I'm just saying, if that's how bad you want them to be there, do that, my friends. It's not that expensive to be there. If you're already a member of NIADA, there's discounts for you. So be that. If you're not, go join and then get your discount. It works. Yeah. It's worth it. I think the discount basically is the difference between you joining the membership. So you can either go and not get the membership, or you can get the membership and then be discounted. So it's like all in one anyway. So check it out, y'all. Go to this link down here. But Kelly, thank you, brother. We always honor you and we love you for it, brother. We appreciate everything that you do and that you are. And we love your team. We even love the Outer Banks Pest Control team, which is why. So shout out to Jesse.
OBPC
in the house. I love them all. You guys are all great. That whole town is amazing. I consider that my second home. Can't wait to be there again one day. But it's all good, brother. We love you. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you at these events and having some fun and breaking some bread with you, bro.
That's right.
We'll talk soon.
I think that we can confirm that Kelly's Automotive, Car Guy Coffee podcast all say that the NIADA Accelerate 2023 convention is 100%
CGC approved. That's right.
That's right. Everybody recognize that. And before we head out, Kelly, you know what we need to do. We got to drop those F-bombs, brother. So let's go ahead and get those out there for those of you that are listening, for those of you that are watching. Don't just go through the motions. Go ahead and shout it out loud and proud one time. Let's forgive, focus, and fly. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, y'all. Keep growing. Woo! Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I am Lou Ramirez, the Car Guy.
And I'm Fred Lennart. Sup, I'm you, bro.
And we have been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast, talking about the NIADA Accelerate 2023 with the one, the only Kelly Midgett. That's right, everybody. And we will see you soon. See you later. We out. Wave goodbye, everybody. We will see you soon. Hope to see you in Vegas.